What's up, guys? It's David here, back at it here for another video today. And in today's video, I just want to give you a quick little story of something that my dad brought to my attention last few days ago, actually, on the weekend. It was a long time ago, but I guess well, all right, let's start. Not much of a story, but more just of something that could have really altered the course of my life and where I would have ended up, where I am right now, right? Um, so yeah, back in the day when I was very young, I was like I don't know how old, little baby basically. So little baby, I don't know, 5 years old, maybe younger than that. And when I was a little baby and a little kid, my dad and mom were thinking about living or moving to North Carolina. So originally, I was born in San Francisco, and I grew up there for the first 5, 6 years of my life. I lived, folks, parents lived there, raised me when I was a little baby there. But at some point during those 5, 6 years, my parents were considering moving out to North Carolina, way across the other side of the country, right? Um, so yeah, when he brought that up, it kind of reminded me of how how random how many different courses or paths that you can take in life. Sometimes you don't have any control over those. Like, I don't think I had any control over that back in the day. Like, who knows what would have happened if I moved to North Carolina? I wouldn't be. I may not be the person I am right now today because of that. Had I done that, I would not have met. I probably would not have met the people that I've met, the friends I have, the environment I'm in, um, stuff like that. The things I'm interested in, like that could have changed completely had I been born. Actually, no, not had I been born. Had I lived and grew up and moved to a different place. In this case, North Carolina. And like, I guess my dad told me the reason why he didn't move to North Carolina wasn't because it was actually super cheap out there. Growing up there would have been super nice. Would have had like a huge house, like a huge backyard, lots of acres of land, just open field. And like we'd have neighbors, but we wouldn't like have like right next door. It'd be spread out a little bit. So super big houses, like super cheap living cost. Um, I think I probably would have grown up somewhere near Raleigh. I don't know what city it would have been, but somewhere in North Carolina, of course. So yeah, I would have grown up there, and my life trajectory would have been different. I wouldn't have gone to the same schools I've gone, like I said, met the people I met, and encountered the things I've encountered. I might not be, doing what I'm doing right now. I could be, I don't know, I might be in school still. I might be doing a different career path. I might have different friends and interests. Again, like I said, I might like this instead of that. Like, it's so like we don't make much of stuff like that, those little events, those things that happen in our life, but they make a huge difference. And I guess that's a main takeaway from this little story here, is that life is very random. It's very I wouldn't say out of control, but a lot of stuff is not within our control. I've talked about this before, that much of what happens in life is very random. We can't fully control the type of people we meet. I guess we could to some extent. We could be around certain things, like if you want to be around people who like sports, you'll hang around things that do hang around and do things that people who like sports do, sporting venues, the gym, working out, all that stuff, right? But all in all, you still won't necessarily be able to fully control and dictate exactly who and how you meet certain people. Like, it's kind of like an odds game. A lot of life is kind of like Vegas, honestly. Like, you'll never know who you're gonna meet, but of course, some places, some situations, you're bound to meet people who are more likely to be similar to you, or some more people who will like you, right? So like, you just put yourself out in the world wherever you are, and you put yourself in a position to more likely succeed in whatever that is than you are if you are in a different environment or around different people or in a certain different area, or you know what I mean, kind of like that, right? So yeah, it's a crazy thought to think about. Like, had I ended up in North Carolina, I probably would be a completely different person. Like, I may not have you know turned out the way I've turned out so far in my life Like the influences, the people, the environment, like the interests, the demographic, like the location, like all that matters. Like I know people say it doesn't matter, like you're gonna turn out the same way no matter what. Like it matters. Like we change, people change, and people. That's the one thing you can expect in life. Like change will always happen. Doesn't mean it's a bad thing. It can be a good and bad because nothing stays really stagnant. You'll get older. You'll eventually die. You'll get older. You'll meet more people. Yeah, just different things are bound to happen. They're just almost like guaranteed to happen that things will change. And sometimes those changes you don't always know what they will be, when they'll come, or in what form they'll come in. Right? So life in that way is a gift because you don't know what's gonna come, of how it turns out. You can't control everything. You can't control most things. We like to think we do, but we can't. My little story about almost growing up in North Carolina is a huge example of that. One little decision, because my mom didn't want to move to North Carolina. She didn't feel safe. Maybe I already said that. I don't think I said that yet, but that's the reason why I didn't move to North Carolina when I was a kid. And had she not said that, and she just, gone along with it, life would be completely different, literally different, maybe similar people, maybe, but not necessarily. But definitely a different environment, different people, for sure, you know. It just, it's insane to me just thinking about it, how, how much things, like, change just from small events. How little things make the biggest impact. And we do a lot of these many micro little things every single day. When we choose to go out to this, when we choose to go to this event, when we choose to talk to this person. You never know where life leads you. You just, one day you show up to class, for example, you're in school and you decide to sit next to that cute girl that you saw out of the corner of your eye when you walked into class. And next thing you know, you found the love of your life. You talked to her, just from an innocent thing of just sitting next to her in class and just talking to her. That would have never happened though. Let's just say you never took that class. That never would have happened. Or if you did take that class, well, let's just say you didn't sit next to her on that day and you didn't talk to her. Nothing would have happened. You would never have gotten to know her, and you would never have ended up with her. And of course, let's just say you ended up with her, you would have met her friends, you would have been around her social circle, all those different things. That would have changed a lot of things about the trajectory of your life. And a lot of that stuff you have control over, I guess, in the sense of whether you choose to continue certain paths, but a lot of different things lead to different paths, just random occurrences every single day, random things we do. So me posting this video on YouTube, it might lead to me finding a business partner. It might lead to me finding people, new friends I never thought I'd meet. You never know what's gonna happen. You kind of just, and that's the beauty of life. Even though we get stressed about so many different things, we get bogged down by little things. With just, it's so random in a beautiful way. In that way, because it's a gift that gives you surprises. It's sometimes a lot of good ones, also a lot of bad ones, of course, and a lot in between. But you put yourself. What I guess I'm trying to say is, life is very random, but you can put yourself in positions where you're more likely to hit random occurrences that work out in your favor. Help you out or make your life better, easier, happier. Bring you joy. Right? So I hope this helps you. This, finds you well. This video, a little bit longer video than what I'm used to filming. I thought this was really helpful for anyone out there because, I just been thinking about that a lot lately. It's kind of a mind-blowing concept how random life is, but in a very beautiful and in a somewhat scary way because you never know when you're going to miss opportunities that you couldn't have missed, or or have regret over not doing this because it would have led to this, which would have led to that and that. You kind of get the point by now, right? Um, so yeah, I mean, thank you for taking time to spend about, what's it, 9 minutes? Okay, it's gonna be about 10 minutes. So thank you for taking the time to spend your 10 minutes of your day, of your life, to watch this video right now. Really means a lot to me. I really do appreciate that. And with that said, if you like this video, make sure you give this a thumbs up. And if you haven't subscribed already to my channel, make sure you hit that red subscribe button. And leave me a comment down below. I like to actually hear about your own experiences of maybe things that events in your life or things you've done maybe you're scared of doing but you ended up doing and that led to something good or which led to another thing, whatever it might be, because that's life. That's the essence of life. I've met most of my friends, most of the people I've encountered, random occurrences. You never plan that. A lot of stuff just random in life. We take different paths, and it's crazy, isn't it? Well, hope this finds you well. And with that said, I will see you in the next video. Peace.